everybody, it's Christine. Welcome back to day 4 of the Magical Memories video series. We are focused on Disney this week, and I am joined today by Laura and Kim, so be sure to check out their video links down below. I am going to be doing a collage style layout today, and so I am starting things off by tracing this Mickey Mouse shaped head. Just using a couple of circles here for my base, and I am just doing a light dashed line out there so that I can cover that line up later on or erase it, whichever works. I have always loved the look of collage style layouts. Melinda Spinks is a rock star at them, and her work has always been a huge source of inspiration for me. And so when I have the itching to do one, I definitely like to jump in and play with it. And so this was a good opportunity to use up a variety of stickers and Disney themed stuff in a unique and fun layout. I started off there using some puffy camera stickers from Paper House Productions. And those have that really cool puffy texture that is like super popular right now. Paper House has actually been making those for several years. So theirs are not necessarily new to the market, but definitely on trend at the moment. And then I'm also going to be using a variety of the bits and pieces, which are just those die-cut cardstock pieces from Simple Stories, and also stickers that coordinate with the Say Cheese collection. And these are just flat cardstock stickers. Now, when I'm doing a collage style layout, I like to try and include a wide variety of textures and products, dimension, all those things, so that it really looks interesting and not flat and like a jumbled mess. And that takes a little bit of planning on what different products you're going to use. It also takes some planning to make sure that you have a good variety of sizes. You can see I'm working with a little bit of bigger pieces here to start my project. And then at the end, you will see me filling in all those little tiny spaces with little detail pieces. And thankfully I had enough left, because this is my 4th layout of the week, to be able to use some bigger pieces, and also, you know, bringing in some things like those camera stickers from Paper House. Now I'm attaching my picture here because I want to make sure I don't waste product underneath the picture. I don't want to put stuff down and fill in the whole Mickey Mouse head and then cover it up. So I wanted to get that picture attached fairly early in, but I also wanted to make sure I was happy with where it was going. Now, the next product I'm going to add on here is just some black buttons from Doodlebug Design. These are a really cool set. They're all black, but they're a wide variety of shapes. And so you've got like flower shapes, you've got some that have different textures, just a really neat set. And so if you're looking for a set of buttons that have all the same colors, that is a really good way to go. The next thing I'm adding is some little tiny detail pieces, and these are sprinkles from Paper House, from Doodlebug Design again. And as you can see there in the bottom right corner, they are all the same color on each sheet, and they have the little chevron shape, they have triangles, there's also arrows, and lots of different little things on there that are just good little accents to your projects. I am making use of those chevrons in both reds and yellows, and I'm also making use of the triangles in reds and yellows, and just using those to fill in where I've got little plots of spaces that are too small for a big old sticker, or they need an extra shot of that color in that area, just depending on what I'm looking for. You can see the shape of the Mickey Mouse head starting to come through now a little bit. Obviously it's not defined yet, but you're going to see it progresses from like nothing, a big blob of nothing, to looking more and more like that shape of the head. And I'm going to add in, again, another different texture here. I'm going to use some wood veneer pieces, and I am just using some adhesive dots from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L to add those on. They have adhesive dots in several different sizes, and so I am using some smaller ones now. I used the larger ones when I was adding my buttons earlier, and these are just strong adhesive for those heavier, thicker things that you want to attach that you're not going to use like the Easy Runner on, and I don't really want to dive into liquid adhesive, so this is a perfect and quick way to use them, and they also dispense really nicely. So that is what I'm using to attach those, and now you can see it's really started to take shape as I add in those last little final bits and pieces to finish off the collage part of this layout. Now at this point I'm enjoying how it looks, but I also am seeing that I would like a little bit more definition on the outline, and so there's going to be an answer to that here momentarily. I am going to pull out my stitching. Once again, you've seen a lot of stitching this week because I do love to hand stitch. I wasn't originally, again, planning to do stitching. Actually, on only one of my layouts this week was I originally planning to do stitching, but sometimes it's just that final touch that you need. And so I will end up doing that. So what I do is I am going to go ahead and pull back out that same thing that I traced my Mickey head with, and I am going to just go around those circles with my paper piercer and punch some holes. And I am just holding that circle on there. I'm not trying not to mess up the collage too much, and also trying to work with the dimension that's there and all that stuff. A little more complicated than it would have been if I had decided to do this originally, but that's okay, it still works. So I'm adding those little punched holes all the way around the layout except for where the picture is, and then I'm just going to go back in with black embroidery floss and do a back stitch all the way around, and you can see already that just was the right final touch. It pulled it all together, it adds some great definition, and really I think was, you know, made it look a little more professional, if that's the right word for it. Polished, maybe that's a better word. So now I am just going to add on some final little bits and pieces to finalize this whole thing. I'm using my micro runner adhesive in my Easy Runner to add on my title, and I'm just going to add on this gold foiled title that says Magic, and then I'm going to add a washi tape surrounding the border because I wanted a little more color there, and this is a really cool little washi tape that has scallop, and then it's got like a clear top, so it actually looks like a scallop even though it comes out as a regular straight edge washi tape. And that one also comes from Doodlebug Design. Perfect way to pull in some more of that yellow too that is throughout the layout. Yellow is always a great color to make things pop and make things a little more interesting. So thanks so much for joining me today. Be sure to comment and subscribe to get entered on the giveaway, and we will see you tomorrow.